Your systems are offline.
This is the Good Governance Radio. GGR. Stay with us. Good Governance Radio.
Good day, everyone. Good day, everyone watching all over the world, listening to me this afternoon. Good day. I know your day is going on well. Today is 31st of May, 2021. And we came to you with a good news, something that you will be interested to listen to. And you will not regret being with me today. My name is Amarachi Umugochukwu. I am talking to you live from Good Governance Radio. I am here live, not just here, I am here, Gidigba, and we are here today to bring to you a program that we tagged, Oh Salad. Have you eaten salad today? No, that's not the salad we mean. I mean, Operation Save a Life a Day. Can you save a life a day? If everyone, over 200 million people living in Nigeria, have the mindset of saving a life a day, I assure you that Nigeria will be a better place. The world at large will be a better place. So while you listen to me this morning, just know that I'm talking to you live from Good Governance Radio. And this program is being anchored by Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. I'm still your number one love giver. I give you that genuine love that can change a person. So I know why you listen to us today. I want you just to stay tuned. Call your friends, tell them to go like that page, follow us on our YouTube channel, Good Governance Radio, and you will not regret it. To talk to us about what we tagged Operation Save a Life a Day. Many are going, many are wasting, but we channel this Save a Life a Day to have you saved that person that is suffering from sexual violence, domestic violence, and that drug addict near you. This program is situated to champion on this domestic violence, sexual violence, and drug abuse. This is something that have eaten deep into our society today. A lot of people is either, let's say in our society, every growing young lady, if we count 10, 5 out of that 10 has either been sexualized, know somebody that is sexualized, suffered it himself or herself, or the person, know someone that knows somebody that is sexualized. So if we can just start to do something about it now, I think we will be able to save this future. Blink our eyes over it. It's a health issue and it's really eating deep into the society. Have you asked yourself, that your neighbor, are you watching over the child? You as a parent, what are you doing? Is it something you think you don't want to voice out? Silence in the face of evil is more evil. So while we're bringing this program, we say all hands must be on decks to do something about this problem we have in our society. Parents are crying, children are crying. Then do we continue crying? We need to do something. It takes you, it takes me. What goes around will definitely come around. Are you just quiet? Your voice is needed. As we proceed with this program in this new in this station, I urge you to be part of it. You can contribute. Your voice may be the thing we need in the country at large. So please, we will need your contribution at the due time. Sexual violence, domestic violence, and that of drug abuse. Today in particular, because all this topic I mentioned, we're going to take it day after day. We're starting with Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I tell you, by the time we continue with this program, you will see the need to voice out. So today I'm going to talk extensively on know that something is wrong somewhere. I don't know about you. Or you think there is nothing wrong? We should keep quiet? No, we can't just keep quiet. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. And it starts with you and I. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't concern me. When I say what goes around comes around, what really goes around comes around. So we want to talk about child sexual abuse. Sexual abuse, you should know that this is a global public health problem, which is impacting the children across all socioeconomic and ethno-cultural groups. It doesn't say this person is outside, this person of that. No, it comes to everyone. Anybody can be a victim. Anybody can be a mother. No, it's everywhere. So once we know it's everywhere, so all hands need to come together for us to do something. So there is a lot associated with child sexual abuse. It's a complex issue, but it seems the elders are shying away from it. But it's no longer time we should shy away from it, because when we destroy the children, when we destroy the youth, we destroy the future. So it's something that we should all come up to talk about. Voice it. Make it heard everywhere, so that people that are abusers and all these predators would just subpedal and know that there is eye on them. Okay? While we're abuse, my friend says CSA. That's Chris Ejikeme will tell you it's CSA, and that's what he's known for. So when we talk about it, we don't just say that child is abused and all of that. I am after what is the consequences that goes after a child is being abused. Are there consequences? Or you think, oh, she has done it, let's just forget about it. There are consequences, and these consequences do not only, affect that child. It affects the neighborhood. It affects the community. It affects the nation. It affects everyone, because it broods in bitterness in the victim. That's why you see some children, when they are growing up, they hate a particular gender. They don't want to associate with a particular gender because of what they've been through. Some grow up to hate uncles and aunties. Have you asked that child, why do you hate this uncle? Why do you hate this auntie? It's something that if a parent cool down and look inwardly, you know that something is really wrong. That's why I say it's a complex issue, because it boils down to family, neighborhood, church, mosque, everywhere. Everyone is something that affects everyone. So it's something we should take very serious. take it very, very serious. You can say it doesn't affect us, it doesn't affect us. A child that was abused from childhood, she could grow up to become a monster. I was talking to a neighbor and I said, why are you doing this to women? And he told me, they taught me. So indirectly, he's not paying back the evil that was done to him, to innocent people who never knew that thing was done to him. You know, when I was coming out this morning and he was talking about prostitute, I said, do you know you're a male one? He said, how? I said, is there anything this prostitute do that you don't do? He said, no. I said, you buy sex and you patronize each other. He said, yes. And I said, then you're the same with them. And he bent down and said, God, you said this to me? And somebody else told him, that's it. And you know what he said? Because of this, you said to me, you're not going to see me with any woman this week. So if I had kept quiet and said, it doesn't concern me, it doesn't concern me, he will keep going deep. And the more he do it to other people, they will still become their own monster, waiting for their prey to grow up, let them dash back on their prey. When we are talking about child sexual abuse, we need to talk about the early identification of child victims. When we talk about early investigation of, when a child puts up an attitude that you don't understand, what do? Do you say, bring the child, let's kill him? Or you investigate to know what is actually wrong with this child? You see a child withdrawing from the normal child you know how to be, from the active child you know how to be, and you just keep quiet. It's not something we should keep quiet. It's something you should ask, what is going on? Monitor that child. Investigate. Is there any child, any adult or anyone around him that he rejects when the person is around? Is there any uncle, auntie that he doesn't want to sit around? Or the person is coming in, the child is going into the room? These are things that will help you to know the early signs that a child is going through abuse. When we talk of sexual abuse on children, it boils down that it could affect their academic performance. It boils down that it can nail their future. I remember when we were growing up, there was one uncle we call Uncle Cameroon. He will use this Ghana sweet that is bulky and invite us to his room to watch television. That was then. In my childhood, then television was not in everybody's house. When we sit down, he will use our bum. Until one day we decided to voice out to an elder. And that was how he packed out from that place. So, have you built confidence in your child that your child can trust you with anything she can tell you? Some parents, your child will want to talk to you, you shut the child down. Let the child talk. Pick the important ones and caution her on the ones that are not important, so that you can be their confidence and always, be the first to know when your child is going through stress. Very few number of people are able to voice out. When I mean very few, very minute number. 1 out of 100. Why? Because they are afraid that the child's identity will be known and the child will be stigmatized. They don't want the community to know that the child has been abused. They don't want people to see them that they were vulnerable or that they've lost in their parenting. But that's not the best. When you call a spade, it will be trashed. It's not the best to keep quiet. It's not the best to hide it. Many sexual abuse against children that were hidden has resulted to unwanted pregnancy that took the child's life. So it's time for us to call the government and call all the NGOs that are against child sexual abuse to come together and start to do something. It's no longer a pen and paper issue. We should be in the streets and getting these victims rehabilitated. We should be in the street and get this victim, teach them what they're supposed to know. We should be in schools to teach these people how to protect themselves. What I was taught in my secondary school, FGGC lecture, by Barrister Mrs. Ucheze, has kept me all this while. She taught me that my no is my no, and my body is my body. She made me to understand that when I say no, even when you are at the height of it all, that no stands. She made me to understand that my private parts are my body, and nobody have the right to go there. And that thing has been something that has been built inside of me. No amount of love is worth your body. These are the things she built into us as a girls' secondary school that was, we were all brothers and we were all growing as a children that doesn't know anything. So it's better to catch them young. The clip of a video that she showed us, will I call it cinema or something like that? Some people from UNN came and showed that video, and the song I remember from that little cinema or something that we watched keep ringing in my head even till old age. That 9 months become an endless time for a child that was raped. She was raped and she couldn't survive it. When she was given birth, she died. And that trauma of that movie, all of us cried the day they showed us that. I think they added it live. We were all crying. And that thing built something positive inside of me. So it's time we call on the government offices that are relevant to this particular issue to get involved. Our children are going through a lot. Many are in the streets. Some are being molested, not by outsiders, but their biological fathers and their biological mothers. Some uncles and aunties. And we fold our hands and write budget and we don't do anything. It's no longer a pen and paper issue. That child that is molested can be your son-in-law. It can be your daughter-in-law. And the cycle continues in your family. If we keep quiet, who will do this work? It doesn't concern me. It could be your child tomorrow. We need to allow these children, we need to give them room to come up without stigmatizing them. Because stigma is one of the things that is making a lot of people not to voice out. If they voice out on the first time it happened to them, rehabilitating them is very easy. But when they don't voice out and it continues, it could lead to a child suicide. A lot of children have committed suicide in the past. Have you asked yourself, what led to that? As an adult, I know many young women and many ladies or even men has passed through sexual abuse as a child. That thing that happened to you, you know what went through you and what still goes on in your psyche. Can't you save the next child around you? It happened to you so that you would take up that burden, so that you would take up that tax and stop it for the next generation. Whatever we do not fight will be a fight for our children to fight. Child sexual abuse is not something that we can say we have spoken much about, because abusers, pedophiles are rising every day. You can think that what we are talking about is just about maybe male and pedophiles. Will I say homopedophiles? Because some of them are homosexual lesbians and they're still pedophiles. I don't know how to put it. But in all, we shouldn't be silent. When we talk of child sexual abuse, do you know there is online child sexual abuse? We have devised a means to get our child, as soon as a child is getting to 4-5 years, we'll give her a tablet to show that we're rich. Some even go as far as connecting the tablet to the internet. Some people send nude to children. Some don't even monitor the sites that their children visit. You see these children that are sharper than us, that are wiser than us, that are faster than us in thinking. You think you have coded the tablet you gave to a child, she will hack into it and go to that site that you don't want her to go to. What will take you 30 minutes to get to sort on your computer? I tell you, give it to a child. In the next 2 minutes, she will tell you, Mom, I'm done with it. And so do you think it's better to give them this tablet to play with? Can you just download those things you want her to be using with the tablet and remove that tablet from the Wi-Fi in your house? It's what you tell a child not to do that the child wants to do. But I think when you give her a reason why this is not necessary for you, she may not want to go there. But when you say, you see this and don't go there, she will want to know the reason why my father, my mother, my uncle, my auntie say I should not go there. Online. Downloading or curating and distributing images and footage of child sexual abuse is sexualizing a child. I wept the day I saw a child that placed a camera on in her front, and she raised her clothes up just to be showing her nakedness and was dancing to it. And an adult saw that. Instead of stopping the circulation of the video, had the effrontery to forward it to people, and it went viral. It starts with the first person that it was in his or her phone. So do we just say, let's catch cruise? I hear people say Nigeria is cruise. It's not cruise. We need to make everything work out. What legacy are we leaving for these children? We want to leave a deteriorated place for them? You and I can do something. Whatever a child sees has a lot to the building or the formation. As 1999-2000, that was when we watched that live press. I remember the song vividly, and he said, "Onwe si ya buru bebe, ebenebe buru oh no masoma dina, ebenebe buru." I don't forget that music. And each time it sings in my head, all I remember is how the girl was sexualized, the blood stain on her clothes, and how the parents told her, shh, don't let anybody hear it. Until after 3 months, she was vomiting. From vomiting, she got pregnant. The parents were hiding her inside the house. And after everything, the day she was going to give birth, because she died in the theater. Somadina died. The child lived, but she was lost at a tender age. So whatever a child sees has a lot to do with that child. What do you show to your children? Those cartoons you watch, you say, oh, they're watching cartoon. Have you sat down to watch that cartoon with them and know what is happening in that cartoon? Some cartoons are sexualizing. And you'll be shocked on what you will see on some of those cartoons. You need to monitor your child. I want us to understand there is a need to understand our various roles in child sexual abuse. We have different roles. We have the parental role. We have the caregiver role. We have school teachers' role. We have church role, the religious. When I meant the religious, the Muslims, the imam, the priests, the pastors, all of us have a role to play. The neighbors, the family are conscious of the child around them. This issue of pandemic will be trashed out as soon as possible. But it doesn't concern me is the order of the day. When you say it doesn't concern me, it could be your child tomorrow. Have you asked yourself, what if it is my child? Lately, the world has become so selfish, and it affects us. It affects us. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Nobody wants the child to be cautioned. It affects us. There are things that are applicable outside the country that are not applicable here. We are Nigerians. You don't see a child doing bad and you walk away. Because if that child is destroyed, the destruction of that child can affect your own child tomorrow. They go to the same school, the same church, they play together, that peer group. And you think it's not necessary you watch out for them. You think so? It's very necessary you watch out. If you don't watch out, the evil will watch out for you. When I talk of the roles, just mention it. Parental role, daddy, mommy. Is there anything a child asks you give? When we say parental guide on movies, it's because there are some things, content that a child shouldn't watch. As a parent, have you ever sat down to talk to your child? Even a child that you're breastfeeding, keep talking to that child. It is building something inside of that child. It's part of the formation of that child. You'll be shocked that when the child starts talking, you'll be talking through the kind of things you were telling her when you were feeding her. Parental role. What you form of a child is what she will become. The Bible said, teach the child and all of that. It is the seed that the parents planted. And not plant mango and harvest orange. It's what you plant that you will harvest. So what are you planting as a parent? I had a woman that said that because she wants a sound seed. The caregiver you bring to your house, how much do you know her? Caregiver's role. How much do you know her? How much do you know him? Is it somebody that has been abused that was not rehabilitated? That person you brought as a caregiver has a lot of, in fact, they have 60% impact on that your child. You are a parent, you're not always around those children, but the caregiver is always around more than you. So whatever they say the caregiver do, that they will continue doing. I had a boy I was talking to and trying to, change his mindset. It happened that it was the caregiver that the mother brought that was the person that sexualized him. I pray one of these days he will be here, because he has joined the advocacy against child sexual abuse and he's doing well. Because when we rehabilitated, he said, no, now I understand. It wasn't my fault. It was her fault. So I'm going to voice out with you, auntie. And I love the way he's doing it. Anywhere he is, he's not ashamed to talk about it and tell people how to avoid it. He's a big boy now, doing very well. So who is your caregiver? How much do you know her? What is her formation? What fruits does she bear? What seed was planted in her? Then when we talk about caregiver, we'll talk about school teachers. There are people that it was in school that they were destroyed. So when we see such a thing in school, that person you employed as a teacher, how much do you know him? As a school proprietress, as a school proprietor, have you monitored your teachers? Have you tried to investigate to know the kind of persons they are? It's not enough to employ them. You need to monitor them. You need to monitor their relationship with the children. That is why you're a proprietor. That is why you're a proprietress. You have a role to play. Because if my child gets defiled in your school or molested, I'm not going to take it lightly with you. Now we'll talk of the church role. Our Igbo adage said that as in you hang bone on the neck of a dog and he will eat it. The church leaders need to start talking. It is not enough to tell us about prosperity and how to get rich quick and how to succeed and make money. We need to start forming these children. We need to start talking against some church leaders are even perpetrators. So when somebody is a perpetrator, how will he talk against what he is? He can't talk against himself. So let the genuine ones start to talk. Let the imam say it in their mosque that this is bad. The priest say it out the altar, say it that is evil, is evil. They should stop destroying our children. Some preachers, when they bring the case of maybe child sexual abuse, they will say, no, don't say it. This one is heavy. It's not heavy. We need to voice it out so that it will die. It's not about being heavy, but it's about truth and how to make a better future for our children. Then your neighbors. You are in the house and a child is shouting somewhere. You are in the house and you're hearing, You don't want to check because that uncle doesn't greet anybody. You don't want to shake because I don't talk to that my neighbor, he's a snob. You don't want to check because you feel, oh, that one that likes showing himself. As a neighbor, you saw a girl coming in and she's going out carrying her torn clothes, sobbing, and you keep quiet. You have the role to call the police. When you call the police, you've done your own. Leave it to them. That lady, that child enters that room and never came out again. And you kept quiet. First day, second day, different people entering a place. They don't come out. And you did nothing. You're a partaker and you're an enabler. Family role. Uncle has defiled the child. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want anybody to hear it because it will spoil the name of the family. We had a case of a child that would... Okay, that one will be... On Wednesday, we'll discuss that. The name of the family is more important than the life of the family members. No, now. Who says so? Everybody knows that this is what is going on and we keep quiet. We want to cover it. Don't say it so that our neighbors will not hear it. Don't say, no. You that said don't say it. You are an enabler. You are an enabler. When you leave your child with that uncle, that auntie, if you come back, what do? You just carry your child and go? Do you check that child? Do you ask that child those sensitive questions that you need to ask? Bobby, what happened to you? Your child come back, you bring your child back from where you kept the child and you saw some funny things in the Pampers or maybe, and you feel, oh, maybe it's discharged. No. Dig deeper to know what it is. Don't just assume. The world has gone berserk. You don't just assume. Or you want us to keep assuming? It makes no sense. I know you're just watching me. I am talking something that's, oh, why is she sounding like this? Don't forget that you're still on Good Governance Radio. I'm still your number one love giver. I'm Amarachi Mugochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. So while you watch me, don't forget where you are. It's still the Good Governance Radio. We will bring it to you. We want you to carry this message. Have you liked the page? Have you shared it? Share it if you can save the next person near you. Copy the link. Send it to somebody. Send it to that mother of two, mother of one, mother of four, mother of five. Let them follow us every Monday, every 2. We will be talking about child sexual abuse, drug addicts, domestic violence. And you'll be happy that you're following us. Because it's a means we will use to change the narrative.
Computer systems are offline.
This is the Good Governance Radio. GGR. Stay with us. This is the Good Governance Radio. GGR. Stay with us.
Yeah, I'm back again. So, we're still talking about the child sexual abuse. We cannot just over talk about it. We'll keep saying it. I said last, when you leave your child, do you dig deep to know what that child went through where you dropped the child? Or you just come pick the child, go home, bath the child, and all of that? You need to keep digging deep. You need to watch out. Watch the back of your children, because you are the ego that are waiting for to protect them. As a mother, your husband is not exempted. As a father, your wife is not exempted. Because I've seen cases, fathers abuse their children, both male and female. I've seen cases, mothers abuse their child. So nobody is exempted. Everyone is a suspect. When I hammered on school role, the teacher's role, the proprietress or proprietor's role, before I go, I want to tell you a case that we handled in Anambra State. This child is 5 years old. She went to school. She was taken to school by her parents. So while the classes was going on, the child took permission to go ease herself. The proprietor's son saw her going alone to ease herself in the school premises that the gate is locked. He took the child to his room and wickedly, gruesomely defiled this child. I almost passed out when I saw the private part of this child. He lacerated everything that it needed to be sutured. This child bled so much that we had to buy 1 pint of blood for her. And you think it's something that we should just fold our hands and watch? The case was taken up. The boy was arrested and was released even before the case could be charged to court. This child stayed over 2 weeks in the hospital. Thank gosh, and the proprietor was ready to pay huge amounts of money to just die the case. Not even to the child, but to those she feels that have the right to prosecute the case to court. We continued until they keep frustrating the case. Since 2015, that case has been in Anambra State DPP. By the time we come today, I will tell you how far with the case, whether it's continued or it's died. Is that how we handle the sexual abuse against children in this nation? By Wednesday, you will hear from me and you will hear more about it. My name is still Amarachi Umogochukwu, the founder of Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. We speak against child sexual violence, against domestic violence of any kind. We still fight against drug abuse. Those ones are human beings. And we still need them because they may be the brain we need to solve 1 or 2 problems in our society. Feel free to contact us on 08035438874. You can be part of this program. You can sponsor this program. You can push it forward. You can partner with us. So please, feel free to get in contact with us on 08035438874. You can follow us on our YouTube channel, Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. You can as well Like our Facebook page, Efficient Grace for the Hopeless Foundation. You can follow me personally on Efficient Grace Ume. That's my personal page. Just follow, because the friend request is few. Just click on follow and you follow us, and you keep getting more of us. And on Good Governance Radio, you can follow us on www.ggr.com.ng. There will be streaming live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. We'll be bringing you different cases of child abuse, how to stay away from it, how to withdraw from drug, and how to get rehabilitated. And we are sure you will be reintegrated into the society. Please, you can be part of us and you can join this fight. It's only united we can do it. When many hands are there, we will go far. Please, feel free to partner with us. Feel free to contact us. Feel free to sponsor this program, and we will not fail you. Thank you very much for listening and being patient with us. Thank you.
Good Governance Radio.